Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium and the final game of the 7-game series between the Dodgers and the Pirates. They've each won 3, so they wrap up with this final game, having Hiroki Kuroda go up against Jeff Karstens. For the Dodgers, they came home with a 4-game losing streak, lost 1. Now they've turned it around a little bit. They have a modest 2-game winning streak. They are 5 games behind the front-running San Diego Padres. And following today, the Dodgers have a chance to rest on Monday, look for Rafael Furcal to come back sometime during the Milwaukee series, and by next weekend, most of us think that Manny Ramirez will be in the lineup. Well, there's a spirit of optimism as they get into May, and certainly one reason a questionable area seems to be rather positive, and we're talking about Dodgers starting pitcher. We'll take a look at him and all of them right after this. Hiya, Brad. How you doing, pal? Yeah, I'm thrilled. Or more by Shakey's, who pitched Kuroda. And for Hiroki, the 35-year-old right-hander, the last time out, you may remember in the doubleheader in New York, he went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, and the Dodgers lost the game 4-0. Of course, that was against the great Johan Santana. Against Pittsburgh, he is 2-1 in 4 career starts. So Kuroda will be pitching to Lastings Millage, then it'll be Aki Iwamura, and then Andrew McCutchen. Millage, right-hand batter, checks in at the plate, has a look at a strike, and the count 0-1. And of course, for Kuroda, if you're the hitter, you know he's going to be around the plate. He's averaged 2 walks per 9 innings. So Millage struggling at 233, swings, doesn't get it. The count 0-2. Boy, what a special day in May, the merry month of May, and it is 72 degrees. 0-2 the count to Lastings Millage. Kuroda into the windup, a leg kick, and a pitch swung on and missed, and that takes care of Millage.
So one away as Kuroda begins with a K. And looking at Hiroki and what he has done so far in this young year, 27 innings, 23 strikeouts, and only 6 walks. So down goes Millage. And now one Japanese ex-player over here against another, as Aki Iwamura facing Hiroki Kuroda. And the first pitch is low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. For Iwamura, hitting .254 against right-hand pitching, but only .221 overall. And he pops one up on the right side. It's Blake DeWitt shielding his eyes from the sun, has to lunge at the ball, makes the catch. So despite the fact he had sunglasses, it was still a very tough play. There is barely any kind of semblance of a cloud overhead. Brilliant blue. There is one punctuation mark. That's about all that you could call a cloud. Just a wisp of white up there. So 2 down, and Andrew McCutchen the batter. McCutchen is hitting .409 in the first inning. That's right. And he's been dynamite in the first inning in this series as he takes a strike. He hit a home run in the first inning last night. He had a double in the game before in the first inning. And he had a home run in the first inning of the game previous to this series. Little ground ball to Loney. He feeds Kuroda coming over, and that's the inning. A little 1-2-3. So Hiroki sets him down, and at the end of half an inning, Pirates. Xavier Paul in left and Russell Martin behind the plate. Then the big guy, Andre Ethier, hitting third, and Matt Kemp in center. James Loney, Ronnie Belliard, Blake DeWitt, Jamie Carroll, and Hiroki Kuroda. Xavier Paul making a start against Jeff Karstens out of San Diego. Transferred from Grossmont Junior College to Texas Tech, and the right-hander's pitch in for a strike. Jeff is 6'3", maybe 180. 28 years old come September. Karsten's next pitch is just off the plate, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Xavier Paul, when he gets a chance to play, gives the Dodgers a little extra speed to top the lineup. And he promptly hammers one to right field and deep. That goes Church to the top of the wall to make the catch for the out. So not only speed, Xavier Paul almost hit it out. Long out to right field. One away. Dodgers trying to get off on the right foot with a little 2-game winning streak. And the batter now will be Russell Martin. Martin batting .267 with 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in, just constantly in that starting lineup day in and day out, night in and day out. And here he is at the plate. Karsten's first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Karstens was originally signed by the Yankees. The right-hander strike one pitch to Martin is swung on, a slicing fly ball to right. It's playable. Room service fly ball, and it comes right to Ryan Church. So quickly, 2 down in the first inning, and the batter will be the big noise in the Dodger lineup, Andre Ethier. Ethier is not only wearing out all comers, left-handed or right, he has been especially effective at Dodger Stadium. He's hitting .432 at Dodger Stadium. He's hit 5 of his 7 home runs here, including that one last night. By the way, Manny Ramirez and Rafael Furcal had put up huge numbers at home while they were in the lineup. Ethier takes a strike. Another reason, when you look at Manny hitting .462 and Furcal .348 at home, while the Dodgers have won 6 of 9 here at Dodger Stadium. Ethier takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andre. And of course, the Dodgers are trying to get well now, doing it against Pittsburgh, followed by Milwaukee beginning Tuesday, and Colorado starting Friday. Ethier swings, comes up empty, and a 1-2 count. If you look at Karsten's numbers as he comes in, no record. Jeff looks down the barrel to get a sign. He's been fighting his control as Ethier promptly gulps one down the right field line and hooks it into the stands, foul, and the count stays 1-2. In 7 innings, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. But his ERA 2.7. So he did a good job his last time out. Gave up 2 runs in almost 7 innings against Milwaukee. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Andre Ethier. 2 down, first inning, no score. Dodgers have done a number on Pittsburgh. They've beaten them 21 of the last 27, going back to 2003. The 1-2 pitch is way off the plate. 2-2 the count. Of course, that's not exactly a major accomplishment. You remember last year the Bucks lost 99 games. They lost 100 games in 2001. Ethier hits one foul the other way down the left field line. In fact, the Pirates have lost at least 94 games in each of the last 5 seasons. John Russell, very much a low-key manager. He's been kicked out twice in over 2 years, so he's extremely patient. Ethier takes high, ball 3, 3-2. So the Dodgers trying to take advantage of the Pirates, who are tied for 4th, 6 back of the Cardinals. Now the 3-2 pitch, and Ethier drives it to center right into the glove of Andrew McCutchen. And so 3 fly balls, and you can get away with it here. And at the end of an inning, Pirates nothing, Dodgers nothing. Second inning, no score in the ball game, and the Pirates will have Garrett Jones, Ryan Church, and then Andy LaRoche against right-hander Hiroki Kuroda. Garrett Jones, big left-hand batter, spent about 10 years in the minor leagues, takes a pitch off the plate, ball one. When he did break in, he broke in with a bang. July the 1st last year, he hit 7 home runs in his first 12 games. The 1-0 pitch on the way, Garrett takes outside. He had a very tough time here the other night. He had something after the game, and the food lodged in his esophagus. Somehow he got through the night in that awkward and difficult position. The 2-0 pitch swung on, little ground ball to DeWitt. Blake flips it to Loney in time. Anyway, Garrett wound up having to go to the hospital yesterday morning. They finally removed the dislodged food. He got to the ballpark last night but did not get in the game. So one away here in the second inning, no score. And now Ryan Church. Ryan Church has found a home at Dodger Stadium. Make no mistake about that. He's hitting .391 in his career in this ballpark. And the left-hand hitter takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Church has hit safely in each of his 6 starts. He's the #1 of the active players, giving the Dodgers a headache here at home. Ryan takes down at the ankles, 1 ball and 1 strike. Opening day, Ryan Church let the Dodgers know that he's still at it. The 1-1 pitch, Ryan swings, doesn't get it. He had a 3-run pinch hit double opening day to give the Pirates a victory in Pittsburgh. So Ryan Church, the right fielder, with a 1-2 count. Left-hand hitter waiting. Back comes Kuroda. Ground ball to Loney. Sounded like the bat might have cracked, and that'll be the second out. 2 down in the second inning. And now Andy LaRoche coming up. And for Andy LaRoche, as a former Dodger, he would be less than human if he didn't want to excel, especially against his old club. Andy came up through the Dodger system. He was drafted by them back in '03. He takes ball one. He came up in 2007 and again in 2008. So he comes to Dodger Stadium and he is 0 for 11 in a big 4-game series. The 1-0 pitch, Andy out in front, doesn't get it, and the count 1-1. LaRoche has played a very solid third base, and he's hitting .311 for the year, but has been unable to produce in the series so far. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Kuroda made only 7 pitches to retire the side in the first inning. He's now retired 5 in a row. No score, second inning. And the 1-2 pitch to Andy LaRoche, a ground ball up the middle by the diving Carroll and on out into center. So it was a modest thing, but Andy will certainly take it. 0 for 11, he singles to go 1 for 12. And with 2 out, Bobby Crosby coming up. So Kuroda gives up the base hit, and the shortstop Crosby checking in. Crosby hitting .267, and in some brief appearances hitting 100 points higher than that against right-hand pitching. Last few games he's done well. Right-hand hitter, veteran, used to be with Oakland, and takes a strike, and the count 0-1. So Bobby Crosby will look down to third at Tony Beasley to see if there might be a play on. Andy LaRoche at first with 2 down. LaRoche does not have a stolen base. Draws a throw anyway, so if Andy's going, the chances might be a possible hit and run play. And on deck following Crosby, and for the first time this year, the pitcher for the Pirates is batting 9th. This is their 25th game. And the first 24, the pitcher was hitting 8th. There's a little ground ball wide at third. In fact, Carroll will come up with it to DeWitt. And there's the force play in the end of the inning. So no runs, one hit, a man left at the end of an inning and a half. No score. The second, so he's breezing with only 20 under his belt after 2 innings. Meanwhile, Jeff Karsten's getting ready. He'll be pitching to Matt Kemp, James Loney, and Ronnie Belliard. And the pitch to Matt misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Kemp 1 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 11 in the series. The 1-0 pitch to Matt in for a strike to even it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. For Matt, tied for second, scoring 20 runs. He's tied for third in the league with his 7 home runs. He takes low in a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And to finish off the picture, he is tied for 6th in the league with 20 RBIs. So the 2-1 pitch to Matt Kemp is foul back into the stands, fastball alley, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The Dodgers will have a day off tomorrow. And then starting Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Brewers, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights, with Colorado coming in for the weekend. 2-2 pitch on the way is low, down and dirty, and they'll put a new one in play. Dana DeMuth is the plate umpire today. Dana has been umpiring the big leagues for 27 years, and he was the crew chief when the Dodgers beat the Cardinals in the division series last year. And Matt Kemp takes ball 4, so the Dodgers get a runner, opening up the second inning. Say, be sure to join the Dodgers Friday, May 7th for 60s night. The first 20,000 in attendance take home a Dodger coach's poster reminiscent of the days of the Rat Pack. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS today. All right, Matt Kemp at first, nobody out. And James Loney, who, like Andre Ethier, has been absolutely explosive here at Dodger Stadium in the early going. And he promptly bangs one into the gap in right center, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. They will wave Matt Kemp in. The relay is not going to be in time. And into second base goes Loney with the double, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. You know, Loney went 76 games at home last year before he finally hit a home run here. Well, he homered the other night, so he's ahead of that pace already. But more than that, Loney was hitting .471 when he just came up with his 5th double. He has a better than a .500 on base percentage, he has really been a team photo all by himself. So it's 1-0 Dodgers, nobody out, and Ronnie Belliard trying to pick him up. And Karsten's pitch low and away, ball 1-0. So Matt Kemp draws the walk, scores on the double, and the Dodgers are on the board. Dodgers trying to win their third series at home. They have not won a series on the road. In fact, they haven't won a series on the road in quite some time. It's like 7 or 8 road series that have gone down the drain. So they're trying to make up for it right now. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming up to Belliard, and he punches it to the right side. It's kicked at second, recovered, and Iwamura makes the play. Nice bit of hitting by Belliard to get his man over to third, and he'll get 5s when he comes back into the Dodger dugout. That was thoroughly a professional at-bat. So with a runner at third, Belliard gets their greeting in the dugout. That's to be expected. They know how tough it is to do that. That changes everything. With a runner at third, the infield has to play up. It takes away all kinds of possibilities, puts all the pressure on the Bucks. And Blake DeWitt, hitting .250, checks in at the plate. DeWitt with 5 runs batted in. Karsten's ready, delivers, and the first off-speed pitch is low, ball 1. 1-0 to count to Blake DeWitt. So Karsten's opened up with a walk to Kemp. Gave up the long double to Loney for a run. Now Loney's at third with 1 out. And Blake DeWitt trying to get him home. Blake improving every day. He is a work in progress at second base. Pitch in the dirt. Scrambling save by Jaramillo. And a 2-ball, no strike count. So Jason, a fine play, saved the run. DeWitt backs out, looks at Boa. Boa goes over and whispers something to Loney walking down the line. DeWitt 3 for 10, so he's had a pretty good series. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way to Blake DeWitt is swung on, hit deep down the left field line. It's going to be a fair ball and bounce up against the box seats. And into second base with a double goes DeWitt. Scoring easily is Loney, and just like that, the Dodgers lead 2-0. So a walk and a couple of doubles, and the Dodgers jump out in front. Of course, the Dodgers last night were double trouble for Pittsburgh. The Dodgers had 5 doubles last night, and they come right back with 2 doubles in the second inning. John Russell, the manager for the last 2 years with the Bucks. John was a catcher. He caught Nolan Ryan's 6th no-hitter. Very low-key, relies on his staff a great deal, they tell me, and has been kicked out only twice in over 2 years. So the batter is Jamie Carroll, who has a look at a pitch low, ball 1. 1-0. One of the things we should watch right now, if we can, is the catcher, Jason Jaramillo. If you were watching us last night, we were talking about how he uses, the catcher does, his parts of his body as opposed to his fingers with a runner at second base. Fly ball to right. Not a way to advance his runner, but Carroll tried. So with 2 down, Hiroki Kuroda coming up. And when we saw Ryan Domet do it, instead of using fingers, touching his helmet, his shoulder, his forearm, whatever, the first thought was, well, maybe they're worrying about the Dodgers stealing signs from second base, which would really be a stretch. First time we saw it, Andre Ethier was the runner at second, and we said, well, maybe. And then the next thing we know, the runner at second base was Carlos Monasterios, and there's no way that kid is trying to steal signs from second base. So as Carlos sits quietly in the dugout, but they were thinking that maybe he was. So we inquired of the Pirates about the fact that, are they really doing that? Here's the strike 1 pitch waved at and missed. And the answer is yes. And Russell started doing it after Milwaukee just lathered them. Remember, Milwaukee beat them 8-1, 8-0, 17-3, and 20-0. Well, Russell was convinced they were reading the catcher's fingers, so they've changed to go to the shoulders, forearm, whatever, with a runner at second. Meanwhile, Kuroda strikes out. The Dodgers score 2 on a walk and a couple of doubles, and at the end of 2-0 Dodgers. Dodgers do some nice situational hitting after Kemp walks. Loney doubles him home. Belliard moves Loney to third, and DeWitt doubles him in, and the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead into the third inning. We have birthdays to celebrate in the Dodger family. Happy birthday to Special Assistant to the General Manager, Tony Howell, in his 4th year with the club. And this big day shared with Executive Assistant Catherine Kuykendall. Happy birthday to the both. Jason Jaramillo, then Jeff Karsten's coming up. Jaramillo, a switch hitter, batting left-handed, and takes a strike. With a name like Jason Jaramillo, you'd expect him to have been born out of this country, but he's from Racine, Wisconsin. Still lives in the state. Takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Went to school at Oklahoma State. Jaramillo, who started watching Pudge Rodriguez when he was at Oklahoma State and Pudge was with the Texas Rangers, hits 1 foul out of play. So he has tried to pretty much copy Rodriguez behind the plate. Good man to emulate. Baseball family, an older brother who was drafted by the Brewers, now is a program assistant in their marketing department. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Jaramillo. Swung on, line drive, speared by Carroll. And just like that, 1 away. You know, you can stay warm on cool nights at the ballpark with a This Is My Town fleece blanket, compliments of Time Warner Cable. Tuesday with the Brewers, their first 50,000 fans in attendance receive their blanket. The Dodgers beginning their series against Milwaukee. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or give us a call, 866-DODGERS. Karsten's a strike, and the count 0-1. Lasting's Millage on deck. Dodgers lead 2-0. We're in the top of the third. Kuroda right back, and there's a line drive base hit into center field. Kuroda, with his hands on his hips, looks puzzled as he stared into Russell Martin, as if to say, where did that come from? So for Karstens, who was 0 for 2, he did have a bunt, but he gets himself a base hit. We'll have to check. I didn't see any fuss and feathers about the ball, so maybe he, somewhere along the line, had a major league hit. So Karstens at first, And the batter now will be Lastings Millage, who struck out in the first inning. Out of a stretch goes Kuroda. They're not going to hold Karstens. Hiroki delivers, and the first pitch low, ball one. 1-0 the count. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers, 2 doubles, so they've had 7 doubles in the last game plus 2 innings today. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Kuroda deals, and he's low, ball 2. In looking it up, no wonder they made no fuss. Karstens has 4 hits now in his career. 2-0 the count. Karstens at first. Millage 0 for 1, waiting at the plate. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Pirates. Kuroda placing that right foot very gently on the rubber, looks over at first. Karstens not held on by Loney. And the 2-0 pitch on the way. Millage, a big chopper to short. Carroll goes to DeWitt, who hesitates and then just takes the out at second base. I think it was a problem of not having a good grip. Also, Karstens was coming in straight up, and he's a big drink of water anyway. So DeWitt just took the out. Ball was not hit hard enough, you wouldn't think, to turn the double play. And with Karstens peeling off, DeWitt holding on, they get the force play 6-4. For the last 3 years, it's been the Pirates who have led the league in turning double plays. But of course, the 2 fellows the Pirates had who kept turning them were Jack Wilson and Freddie Sanchez, and they've both been traded away. So with Millage at first and 2 down, the batter is Aki Iwamura. Millage has 1 stolen base. Iwamura, left-hand batter. Kuroda delivers a full swing foul off to the left. 0-1 the count. Akinori Iwamura. He's about 5'9", a good 175, from Ehime in Japan, on a small island of Shikoku. Town, they tell me, is famous for tangerines and yellowtail fish. A lot of people think he reminds them somewhat of Rafael Furcal. Strike 1 pitch on the way. There goes Millage. The pitch is high. Martin's throw is a poor throw on a bounce and off to the right of the bag, so they would not have had a play. So it's a stolen base from Millage, his 2nd steal of the year. Pretty good jump, but the throw was not really in the neighborhood. With a left-hand hitter up, the shortstop Carroll was breaking, and the throw was on the other side of the bag anyway. So Iwamura trying to extend the inning with Andrew McCutchen, their number 3 hitter and the best young hitter in the squad, on deck. Now the 1-1 pitch, and that's low and away. Iwamura has not done much. Last night he led off, and he was 1 for 3. Aki hitting just .218. The 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's outside, ball 3, 3-1. Who would have thunk it, huh? Many years ago that you'd have major league players from Japan battling against each other. Iwamura, 31 years old, and the 3-1 pitch on the way. And he takes off, ball 4. So for Kuroda, asking for a little trouble now. 2 on, 2 out, and the young center fielder on the verge of stardom, Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen grounded out in the first inning. And remember, he's been dynamite in the first inning, hitting over 400 in that inning alone. Overall, hitting .294, 4 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Andrew, right-hand hitter, And Kuroda in a little bit of a jam, checks the runners, comes to his hitter, and it's swung on a little roller wide of first. Loney feeding Kuroda just in time. And running down the baseline, tripping and falling, is Andrew McCutchen, and he's face down in the grass. So hold on for the Bucks, as McCutchen has hurt himself trying to out-hustle that slow dribbler up along first base. The feed by Loney to Kuroda was in time, and it looked like 1 foot of Andrew McCutchen hit Kuroda's foot, and he might have turned his ankle. Kuroda's limping a little bit. McCutchen and Hiroki Kuroda could have been very serious, and it would appear as if both men are okay. Kuroda's right foot and the left foot of Andrew McCutchen, and they both felt it. And McCutchen went down heavily, thought he might have been seriously injured, but Andrew able to get up and eventually take his position, and you could see that right foot hitting the right foot of Kuroda and bending out of shape. But they're okay, at least we think so. McCutchen out there talking to Lastings Millage. And we go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Rick Honeycutt talking to Hiroki to make sure he's okay. It'll be the top of the order for the Dodgers. That means Xavier Paul, followed by Russell Martin, and then Andre Ethier. They pull up the corners, LaRoche and Jones. And Xavier Paul waits, left-hand batter, takes a look at the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Barely a zephyr stirring the flags in center field. 0-1 the count. Though it's a gorgeous day, 72 degrees. Line drive just inside the chalk and down in the corner. And Paul, who runs exceptionally well, is going to be waved for 3. The relay to third. He is in there as the tag got away from Andy LaRoche. If Andy holds on to the ball, they might have gotten him. But the ball went flying out of LaRoche's glove. It was backed up by Karsten. And standing at third on a triple is Xavier Paul. So Xavier, who runs exceptionally well. Ryan Church got the ball in quickly, and the relay was going to be close, but Andy never had it to bring to the tag. So it is 2-0 Dodgers. They have a runner at third, nobody out. Martin, Ethier, and Kemp now trying to pick him up. So the Dodgers, who were on an extra base tear last night with a home run and 5 doubles, are now in the 3rd inning with 2 doubles and a triple today. Infield is back, and Martin takes high, a throw to 3rd. Not in time, but it was close. We were going to tell you before, but he was at the plate too quickly. Jaramillo loves to throw. He loves to throw because he used to watch Pudge Rodriguez, who loves to throw. So for the Dodger base runners, they have to watch Jason behind the plate. The next pitch to Martin, a slow breaking ball for a strike, and the count 1-1. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 Dodgers. Paul has tripled, nobody out, and the 1-1 pitch, ground ball down to 3rd. LaRoche is up with it, holds the runner, gets Martin, and we have 1 out. So with 1 away, the butter and egg man for the Dodgers, Andre Ethier, he's been delivering, and he's up there now with a chance to pick up another ribby. Ethier, 7 home runs, 22 runs batted in, batting .346. Last year, you remember, Andre struggled against left-hand pitching. And right now in the early going, it's anything but a struggle against left-handers. He's hitting .400 against lefties and about .335 against righties. Fouls the first pitch away, and the count 0-1. Dodgers trying to prevent the Pirates from winning the season series. Each team has won 3. This is their final meeting of the year. And remember, the last time the Pirates won a season series from the Dodgers, you have to go back to the year 2000. 0-1 the count to Andre Ethier. Iwamura playing out on the grass. Ground ball inside first and down the line. That will score Xavier Paul, and Ethier will hold on at first base on a single just over the bag. The first baseman, Garrett Jones, diving, and the ball went between Jones' glove and the bag. So for Ethier, a single to right, a run batted in, and the Dodgers now lead 3-0. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 2 hits for the Pirates. Ethier picks up yet another run batted in. And the batter's Matt Kemp. Out of a stretch goes Karsten. Right-hander ready and delivers, and that's fouled off. 0-1. Ethier with 23 runs batted in leads Matt Kemp now by 3. And they're tied in home runs with 7. So Matt out of the box for the moment. Andre standing at first, held on by Garrett Jones. 0-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Every time Andre Ethier comes up with a base hit, and that's a lot of times, the Dodgers have to thank the Oakland A's. Andre Ethier came here in the deal for Milton Bradley. Hello. 0-1 the count to Matt Kemp. That was 5 years ago. Now the strike one pitch coming up to Matt Kemp. Karsten deals line drive off the glove of LaRoche, recovers and gets a force play. So Kemp losing a possible base hit. It would not have been a double play, but as it was dropped, they at least got the force. So with 2 down, James Loney coming up. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, who, by the way, have a string of errorless games. The Dodgers have now gone 4 straight without an error. So here's James Loney. And for Pittsburgh, talking about errorless, last year they led the National League. They made only 73 errors. So here's Loney. Another house on fire, doubled in the 2nd inning to drive in a run. Kemp always a threat to go. Got a look from Karstens and retreated. Matt has stolen 3. However, he's been caught 5 times. Karsten set just above the belt. Right-hander ready. There goes Kemp. The pitch outside. Jaramillo fires and got him. The question was whether Iamura was holding on. Nice play. Crosby right there to make the tag. And 1 run for the Dodgers, and at the end of 3, it's 3-0 Dodgers. Dodgers leading 3-0 on this beautiful day in May. Jason Jaramillo making a magnificent throw to nail Matt Kemp trying to steal. And we go to the 4th inning, 3-0 Dodgers. We'll show you that throw again. We saw him throw hard to third. This was perfect. Bobby Crosby just catching it and tagging the helmet of Matt Kemp. One of those come to me kind of a tags. He didn't have to go after him at all. A perfect throw. Right now, as Jaramillo and his young pitcher, Jeff Karsten's quiet in the dugout, mark it down, Jason Jaramillo. He's got himself a gun as he goes down, I think, to check to see how Andrew McCutchen is. And that's just slapped into left center for a base hit, rolling all the way to the wall. And Jones on his way to second with a stand-up double. You know, to go back to that play involving Matt Kemp, it was a great throw by Jaramillo. There's no doubt about that. But it also brings up somewhat of a disquieting thought about Matt Kemp. He's now been caught stealing 6 times already. Last year, he was caught 8 the entire season. So Matt, for one reason or another, either not getting a bigger jump, or they're just expecting more and they're nailing him, but one way or the other, struggling a little in the stolen base department. 1 ball and no strikes to Ryan Church. Dodgers lead 3-0. You can bet the Dodgers are watching Kuroda very carefully to make sure that foot and ankle is okay. And that's ball 2. Doesn't take much to upset the rhythm of a pitcher. All eyes on him to make sure he's okay. 2 balls and no strikes. And Andrew McCutchen sitting back, apparently okay. 2-0. Foul back. The Bucks are struggling on the road. They're 5-10, but the Dodgers have an even worse record on the road. The Dodgers are 4-11 away from Dodger Stadium, so they've come home to heel. Blake DeWitt plays Church on the grass. Carroll directly behind the runner, Jones. 2-2 the count to Ryan Church. Dodgers with 2 doubles and a triple, so 3 of their 4 hits for extra bases. Pirates have 3 hits, the double by Jones. 2-2. Foul ball off the protective railing in front of the Pirate dugout. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Church with a double the other night, plus a single, continues to wear out Dodger pitching here. Runs the count 2-2. Ryan's hitting overall .293. And pull that foul. Church has had at least 1 hit in each of his last 7 starts. Two and two to Ryan. Church from Santa Barbara and went to school at the University of Nevada. Was originally selected by Cleveland. Little ground ball to the right side. DeWitt on the grass to get him. And that moves the runner Jones over to third. And leaves it up now to Andy LaRoche.
Third baseman, number 15, Andy LaRoche.
Andy, a base hit in the 2nd inning. 1 for 1 today. 1 for 12 in the series. Bobby Crosby out on deck. Andy's father, you may remember, pitcher in the big leagues. Dave, 2-time All-Star reliever. And that's fouled away. His brother Adam at one time was with the Pirates. 0-1 the count to Andy. 6-1, 225. Among other things, Andy caught your attention. He was a 4.0 student in high school. Smart young man. 1-1 the count. Andy's a big fella, 6'1", 225, 27 years old. Big bouncer to shortstop. That'll get the run in. And the out recorded at first. So the Dodger lead is now 3-1. As LaRoche picks up the run batted in. And that'll bring up Bobby Crosby.
Shortstop, number 2, Bobby Crosby.
For the Pirates, they have not been scoring, which is a testimony to some very good Dodger pitching of late. They give 1 run so far today. They had 1 run last night. They had 2 runs the night before and 2 runs the night before that. 0-1. That's a strike. 0-2. Admittedly, of course, the Pirates come in here and they are not to be confused with Murderers Row of the 27 Yankees, but nevertheless a big league club. 1-2 to Bobby Crosby with Jason Jaramillo on deck. Crack bat, ground ball to third. Belliard makes the play, and that's that. A leadoff double is cashed in, and at the end of 3.5 innings, it's 3-1 Dodgers. Karsten ready to pitch to Loney. Ball one. Hiroki Kuroda, by the way, has made 52 pitches, and he's had 9 ground balls in 4 innings. 2 balls hit in the air, a pop fly to second base by Iwamura, and a line drive by Jaramillo that was caught by Carroll. Loney, a high fly ball. McCutchen on the dead run to the track and makes the play. So Andrew goes and get it, 1 away.
Batting next, third baseman, Ronnie Belliard.
So Loney, a very tough out, 1 down, and Ronnie Belliard coming up. By the way, the Pirates are missing someone, and he could be very important. Octavio Dotel might very well be seen in a tough game. He is 1-0, and he's been in 9 games. He has 3 saves, and he would be the closer in a tough game, but he's not here. On his way home, expecting first child, a boy. So he left, I think, either last night or early this morning. 2-1 the count to Ronnie Belliard. Blake DeWitt on deck. And a drive to right, going back on the ball is Church, and makes the play. 2 down. For Karstens, he's directly opposite of Kuroda. Kuroda's getting a lot of ground balls. We've had 6 fly ball outs so far in 3 2/3 innings. DeWitt doubled in the 2nd inning. So with 6 fly ball outs plus 2 doubles and a triple, Karsten gets a strike. 0-1. Off speed in there nicely. 0-2 the count. Karsten doesn't throw very hard. Just off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Check swing foul, and that almost hit Jamie Carroll, who was on deck. The ball went right by Jamie's chin and bounced up into the stands. And now Carroll backs off a little more, closer to the on deck circle. That's the worst thing, of course, for a left-hand hitter. A check swing foul will go right back towards the on deck circle. Still 1-2 to DeWitt. Blake hitting .262 with a double. Dodgers 3, Pirates 1. The Brewers with Prince Fielder and company. They'll be here Tuesday night. One and two. And a line drive, short hop, kicked by Crosby, recovers, throws, and throws it away. Every time Crosby and or Cedeno play and can't make the play, you know, back in Pittsburgh, people are saying, why did they ever trade away Jack Wilson? And they are desperate for a regular shortstop, but instead they're alternating and really not getting production from that position. So Crosby, who committed a big error the other night at short, unable to handle that ball. And with 2 out, it brings up Jamie Carroll. 3-1 Dodgers in the 4th. Do not have an official label on that ground ball, and they're going to rule it base hit, which is a bit charitable considering it's the major leagues. Carroll fly to right in the 2nd inning. Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits. Pirates 1 run, 3 hits. The Bucks will have Jaramillo, then Karstens and Millage when they come up in the 5th inning. Ball 1. Jeff Karstens trying to pick up a win. He's down 3-1, bottom of the 4th inning. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. We mentioned the Pirate roster the other night. The Pirates have only 2 players who are signed beyond this season. Ryan Domet and Paul Mahalam, and both men are signed only through next year. So the Pirates are certainly a ball club in a state of flux, as well as Pennsylvania. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch out. There goes Jaramillo looking for a chance to throw. As we mentioned, like any good catcher with a great arm, they always love to throw, and he falls right into that category, and Matt Kemp would take the witness stand on his behalf. Jason Jaramillo. 2-1. And ground ball into right field. Nice bit of hitting for Carroll. Down to second goes Blake DeWitt. 2 out, 2 on, and Hiroki Kuroda coming up.
Number 18, Hiroki Kuroda.
So if nothing else, the base hit by Carroll not only extends the inning, but it gets the pitcher up there. Kuroda struck out, has not been known for swinging the bat, but even should he make out, then you start the next inning with the leadoff man. Kuroda is 0 for 9, and he has struck out 5 of the 9 at bats. And ball 1. Xavier Paul waiting on deck. Foul tip right into the mitt of Jaramillo. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-1. Dodgers 3 runs, 6 hits. Pirates 1 run, 3 hits. 2 on, 2 out. 1-2. The outfield shallow and shaded around to right. Church is way up in right field. On a base hit, he would have a play at the plate. Just did get a bit of that. Pitch down and away. Pretty good fastball. And Kuroda got a little bit of it going by. So now Jaramillo goes out to talk to Karsten. A little more strategy. Plate umpire Dana DeMuth, I think, asking Kuroda, how do you feel after you turned his foot or ankle? And Kuroda nodded. Okay. 1-2 the count. So that last pitch of fastball, let's see what this one is. Slider down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jaramillo now looks over at John Russell and gets back into the count. 2-2. Chasing that breaking ball way out of the zone, and the out has to be recorded at first. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 4, 3-1, Dodgers. Dodger Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, Jack in the Box is offering a variety of menu items and letting people choose any 3 for only $3 plus tax. And by your Southern California Ford dealer, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. We move to the 5th inning here at Dodger Stadium on this lovely day in May. The Dodgers leading the Pirates 3-1. It'll be Jason Jaramillo, then the pitcher, Jeff Karsten, then the leadoff man, Lastings Milledge. Well, the weather has certainly done a complete turnabout after that strong, icy wind we had the last couple of nights. It's just a beautiful day in the ballpark today. Jaramillo, a switch hitter, batting left-handed, lined out to short in the 3rd inning, hitting .222. And Kuroda starts him breaking ball low, ball 1. 1-0. Check swing foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers got 2 in the 2nd inning. A walk to Kemp. Loney doubled him in, and DeWitt doubled in Loney. Dodgers added another. Paul tripled and came home on a single by Ethier. The Bucks got their run. Jones doubled, and a couple of ground balls got him home. So you're up to date. 3-1 Dodgers, and we're in the 5th inning. 1-1. Ball 2. You can almost hear somebody in the Pirate dugout hollering, "Good eye." Big chopper to Loney. So Jaramillo, a ground ball to James, 1 away.
Pirates pitcher number 27.
And the Pirate pitcher, Jeff Karsten's coming up. Jeff singled to center in the 3rd inning with Lastings Milledge on deck. Dodgers 3 runs, 6 hits. Pirates 1 run, 3 hits. Tomorrow an off day, and then Tuesday night the Brewers. The pitching in that series, Clayton Kershaw opens up Tuesday evening, and he'll go up against Chris Naverson. Chad Billingsley will go up against the veteran who is struggling yet again, Doug Davis. And then Dave Bush will pitch on Thursday, and the Dodger bid is still open. So Karsten strikes out, 2 down in the 5th inning, and Lasting's Millage coming up. There's Clayton Kershaw, who pitched well but gave up those 2 runs in the 1st inning the other night. Had no runs to support him and went down to defeat. But he pitched very, very well. So he'll be on the hill against Prince Fielder and company Tuesday evening. Ball 1 to Lasting's Millage. Millage's number gets your attention because it's such a high number. Fouled away. I mean, 85 is really up there, isn't it? On deck is Aki Iwamura, and he wears number 3, but he's a big story about his number. When we have a chance, we'll tell you about it. That hits the bat. Iwamura almost hooked on number 1, but he can't wear number 1 with Pittsburgh because their former manager from 60 years ago, Billy Myers, wore number 1, and that's been retired. But 1 means a great deal to Iwamura. In fact, he began his workouts in Japan on 1/11 at 11/11/11. Little ground ball to short. Carroll has to get rid of it in a hurry, and that's that. So another nice, easy inning for Kuroda. And at the end of 4 1/2, 3-1 Dodgers. He wears a number that means speed, doesn't it? I mean, you'd have to give a number 30 to somebody who can run like the wind, so they gave it to Xavier Paul. Number 30 worn for so many years with pride, with grace. The mouse that roared, Maury Wills. 1 ball and 1 strike. Little fly ball could be trouble. In fact, it's going to drop. So Xavier Paul tripled in the 3rd inning, now gets a fly ball single, and with nobody out, here comes Russell Martin. We have a trivia question today about the great Roberto Clemente. He holds the Pirate record with exactly 3,000 career hits. Who holds the L.A. Dodgers record for hits? I will give you the answer in a while. Roberto Clemente was Dodger property. He played for the Montreal Royals. He was just one stop from Brooklyn. And the Dodgers thought they were going to be clever. They had enough outfielders at the time. They thought they were protecting him. In fact, they tell me that Clemente would play a game for Montreal, and after about 3 innings, they'd take him out, as if they were trying to hide him. But the scouts knew all about him. And in the winter draft, Branch Rickey Jr. stood up and said, on behalf of the Pittsburgh Pirates Ball Club, we select Roberto Clemente. With the runner going, a great play at first at third base by Andy LaRoche. Safely into second is Xavier Paul. Boy, LaRoche going high in the air, twisting his body to backhand it and then make the play. Up. Great. Wonderful athletic ability to be able to do that. Xavier Paul was confused. He thought maybe it was a foul ball. And then Larry Boa hollered, no, keep going. So a runner at second, 1 out. Wonderful play by LaRoche. And Andre Ethier coming up. Ethier flied to center, single to right. 1 for 2. His base hit to right. Picked up Xavier Paul. He has 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in, and hitting a solid .354. Ball 1. Three runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Pirates. Talking about Roberto Clemente as we were, the fellow who could write a book about Roberto would be Dodger coach Manny Mota. He spent several years together with the Pirates. One ball and no strikes. And a high fly ball into deep right field. Back goes Church to the track. The wall gone. Ethier is on fire, and the Dodgers lead 5-1. Andre Ethier hits his 8th home run of the year. Picks up 2 more RBIs to give him 25. And boy, did he get a hold of that thing and hit it high. Just went down to get the breaking ball and lofted that thing. So it is 5-1 Dodgers. So they've had 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run today, with Ethier leading the way. Strike at the plate to Matt Kemp. Ethier last night had 2 doubles, a home run, and 3 runs batted in. And he comes back with a single and a home run and 3 more RBIs today. Matt Kemp, a fly ball, but it is playable, but it's up in that bright sky, and it's going to drop. And into second base goes Matt with the Sun double. As soon as that ball went up, you knew Ryan Church was in trouble. You can see him using his glove, and then all of a sudden he's going to surrender. I give up. And even with sunglasses, and of course the first thought is not to get hit on top of the head. Yeah, I don't blame him. So Kemp follows with a Sun double. And the batter, James Loney, who has doubled and flied to center. Yeah, there is so much to being a major league player. So 1 minute you saw that great play by Andy LaRoche. Then Ethier hits one out. Kemp's fly ball lost in the sun. Loney 1 for 2 at the plate. Yes, as you can see, Ryan was wearing sunglasses. And you know, these fellows have been squinting up into the sun for years with the bill of the cap, the sunglasses, they use the glove, but there are some they just cannot catch. Ground ball up the middle, and so Loney delivers again. Kemp will score, and the Dodgers take a 6-1 lead. You know, there are a couple of things to point out today. Number one, with Ramirez and Furcal not playing, the Dodger offense needed a leader, and it's certainly been Andre Ethier. And now, as you see the Dodgers come up with 10 hits, 6 runs without Ramirez and Furcal, you naturally begin to speculate how much better this team will be offensively when Manny and Rafael come back. It could be that, and this is certainly not official, but it could be that Furcal might appear in the Milwaukee series, and there's a chance that Manny Ramirez would appear in the Colorado series. We'll see. So 6-1 Dodgers. Brian Bass, right-hander, gets up now in the Pirate bullpen. And here's Ronnie Belliard. 2 singles, a double, and a home run in the inning. Dodgers have scored 3 to jump out in front by 5. Dodgers trying to win their 3rd home series and trying to extend their modest winning streak to 3. Oh, and 2 the count. Dodgers began the day 5 games behind San Diego. Padres are leading Milwaukee 2-0 in the 5th inning. I think Randy Wolf was scheduled to pitch that game. And Belliard unable to connect. He goes 0 for 3, striking out. And Blake DeWitt coming up. You know, over in the press level at Dodger Stadium, the Junior Dodger broadcast program is certainly in full swing. The audio feed for the Junior Dodger broadcast will be available for free at www.dodgers.com/Junior Dodgers. You got that one? And the young fellas at the mic right now, David Gottlieb, Eric Cuevas, and Trevor Mallett. And we wish them well. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Blake DeWitt. And he smokes one and then almost got second base umpire C.B. Buckner. McCutchen throwing to 3rd, and the tag is applied by LaRoche. And that'll be that for James Loney. Great throw by Andrew McCutchen. The kid can do it all, no doubt about that. So it's Andre Ethier again who lights the torch with a 2-run home run in the 5th inning, and the Dodgers lead 6-1.
The starter in that game was an unknown right-hander by the name of Hideo Nomo. Went 5 innings, struck out 7, wasn't involved, but in June went 6-0, and there was Fernando Mania.
So while we were talking about Fernando Mania, Matt Kemp in center field, making that diving catch, taking an extra base hit away. Look at this. Backhand landed heavily. That's when you have great danger of breaking your wrist. He gets a round of applause from Hideki Kuroda. Big play by Matt, taking that extra base bid from Iwamura. So 1 away, and here's McCutchen, who made that strong throw to third on the ball hit by DeWitt to nail Loney. Oh and 2. The last meeting of the year. Last night, McCutchen came up to hit against Ramon Ortiz, and Ortiz let a fastball fly head high just to behind McCutchen. That was really too close for comfort, and then McCutchen struck out. Then later in the game, Jack Tashner, the left-hander, threw behind Andre Ethier, and your first thought was, thank goodness there won't be much time to anything building up between the two teams, since this is the last meeting. 1 and 2. Six runs and 11 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Pirates. Strike. So McCutchen telling Dana DeMuth he didn't think much of the call. So Andrew out on strikes after Kemp's great play on Iwamura. And with 2 down, the batter is Garrett Jones. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 3 hits for the Pirates. Dodgers await Milwaukee. The Pirates will go home for a 9-game homestand. That's a strike. Kuroda so far pitching a masterful game. He's had 11 ground ball outs. He's only had 1 3-ball count. The only balls hit out of the infield have been the base hits and the ball by Iwamura and the diving catch by Matt Kemp. So Hiroki, on a day when we talk about nomomania, is doing his own job. He has also retired 8 in a row since the leadoff double by Jones back in the 4th inning. 1 and 2. In the dirt, and I think Martin got the worst of that. He sure did. 2 and 2. Doing his best Toulouse-Lautrec. Don't you remember that movie, Jose Ferrer playing the great artist Toulouse-Lautrec, who was very, very short, so they had it rigged so that, if I remember correctly, Ferrer was walking on his knees. Anyway, it's 6-1 Dodgers. Fly ball to right field. Ethier on the track, and that's the inning. So we have 5.5 innings in the books, and the Dodgers 6 runs, 11 hits. The Pirates 1 run, 3 hits. pitch to handle down and away, and he is still able to throw out Matt Kemp. A perfect throw to Bobby Crosby, who just had to wait for Kemp's arrival. So put it down in your scouting report. Jason Jaramillo, he's got a gun back there behind the plate. So as Jaramillo helps to warm up the new Pirate pitcher, and that would be Bass, Brian Bass, getting his 8 warm-ups. Brian's out of Pinehurst, North Carolina, and several changes along with Bass. Jeff Clement is now at first base. Garrett Jones has moved to right field. Church moves to center field, and Andrew McCutchen comes out. So we'll have to wait until we get the official way, since they've all come in at the same time. And ball 1. Jamie Carroll twice flied to right. Would have come up on the base hit by DeWitt, and McCutchen nailed Loney going to third for the final out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brian Bass, as we mentioned, out of Pinehurst, North Carolina, lives in Montgomery, Alabama, went to high school in Montgomery, signed by the Royals 10 years ago. Fastball fouled off. With the Royals, he never quite made it. He did come up with the Twins and the Orioles, and then this year with the Pirates. Two and 2 the count. Brian Bass, 28 years old, last January. 3 and 2 the count to Jamie Carroll. Story about Brian Bass is a little different. There's ball 4 to Jamie Carroll. He was sent down by the Kansas City Royals. They took him off the 40-man roster, reassigned him to Wichita, and the game was televised, the Wrangler game, on May the 18th. And apparently Brian Bass had some, they tell me, profane comments written on the bill of his cap that were derogatory to the Royals. And of course it was picked up on the telecast. So Kuroda does his job, moves the men along. Dodgers now with Carroll at second, and the batter will be Xavier Paul. Well, anyway, if you had an idea why he didn't prosper with the Royals, they were so angry over what he had done, they suspended him. So he had a bumpy time with the Royals. He has a 2-seamer, curveball, slider, and a change. So Carroll at second base, 1 out. Paul the hitter, and the Dodgers lead 6-1. Xavier flied to right, tripled to right, and singled to center. He has scored twice. He came home from third base after his triple on a base hit by Ethier, and he trotted home from second on a home run by Ethier. Xavier hitting .276, trying to pick up Carroll. And ball 1. One ball, no strikes. In there. For Bass, some of his problems started back in 2004. Came to spring training, and even though people said, look, don't try to throw too hard too soon, He was just an eager youngster wanting so badly to impress, and threw too hard and ended up breaking down. So by March he came here to Los Angeles and was examined by Dr. Louis Yoakum, saw a bone bruise and an elbow strain. Though that year, because he threw too hard too soon, he pitched only 32 innings, but at least he didn't have to go under the knife. Ground ball to Iwamura. That'll be the second out as Carroll advances to third, and Russell Martin coming up. Remember earlier we posed the question about Roberto Clemente holding the Pirate record with exactly 3,000 career hits. You know who holds the Los Angeles Dodger record for hits? Willie Davis. I'm sorry to say, the late Willie Davis, with over 2,000 hits in his exciting career with the Dodgers. Back in Brooklyn, Zach Wheat, Hall of Famer, had 2,804 base hits. So here is Martin, 0-1 the count. If you are keeping score of the game, Brian Bass is batting in McCutcheon's spot. Whoops. 1-1. And Jeff Clement is batting ninth. In the dirt. 2-1 to count to Martin. Fly to right, twice grounded to third. In the fifth inning, his ground ball was a big kangaroo hopper, and Andy LaRoche made a truly remarkable play on the ball and got Martin at first. Martin last night hit a bullet, and Andy LaRoche speared the line drive, taking an extra base hit and a couple of RBIs away from him. So LaRoche has stolen two from Russell Martin. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and ball 3 almost hit Martin. Brian Bass. Check swing foul. Dodgers scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fifth. They have a runner at third, Carroll, with 2 out here in the 6th inning. Repeating starting Tuesday night, Clayton Kershaw Tuesday night, Chad Billingsley Wednesday night, Thursday night to be determined. Fastball. So down goes Martin. That ends the inning. The Dodgers leaving Carroll at third, and at the end of 6-1 Dodgers. The Dodgers holding on to what would appear to be a commanding lead of 6-1. Ryan Church, Andy LaRoche, and Bobby Crosby in that order. Church started the game in right field, has moved over to center, and Kuroda has allowed just 3 hits. Walked 1, as usual, is controlled right on the money. Church has grounded out twice. Way out in front of the slider, 0-1. In the dirt. Ryan Church, well put together. 6'1", about 220. We told you he was from Santa Barbara. That's where he was born. He grew up in Lompoc. Started playing T-ball about 5, and it has led to this. And he promptly hits a line drive right at Blake DeWitt. 1 away. You know, this Mother's Day, give the gift of Dodger baseball with a ticket to my town. Sure, fans receive a free Dodger Town Mother's T-shirt, all-inclusive food options, and $2 from each ticket will be donated to Think Cure. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/mytown or call 866-DODGERS. Jamie Carroll in the hole, but can't make the play on Andy LaRoche. So it's a base hit for Andy. He goes 2 for 3. So that would make him 2 for 14 in the series. And boy, Carroll made a great effort. So Bobby Crosby at the plate. Hit into a force play, grounded to third, 0 for 2. And that got a little bit of Russell Martin again. So as umpires always do, Dana DeMuth walks out in front of the plate, looked at Martin as if to say, shall I clean off home plate? And I think Russell said, no, I'm okay. But a lot of times whenever a catcher is chewed up, and that got him right on the left arm and then ran up and hit him in the mask, the umpires are always ready to give the catcher that extra moment. Fastball strike, 0-2. Kuroda had retired 10 in a row. And then LaRoche got the single. 6-1 Dodgers in the 7th. Crosby hit into a force play, grounded to third, 0 for 2. Fly ball to shallow left down the line. A great running catch by Ronnie Belliard. Throws to first in time. Yes, for the double play. Oh, and the Bucks are angry at first base umpire Kerwin Danley. Boy, was that ever a highlight play by Ronnie Belliard. John Russell thinking that his runner got back, and Kerwin Danley said no, but it took Kerwin a while to call it. That's why we had to wait. Watch him. Looking. Bingo. John Russell has only been kicked out twice in over 2 years. Continues to debate the call with Kerwin Danley. Now the crowd will be asked to sing God Bless America and then take me out to the ball game. And Russell 6-1 Dodgers, and here they come. Ethier, Kemp, and Loney, with Andre taking ball one. Dodgers doing everything right, spearheaded by Kuroda, and the bat of Andre Ethier. Again, little ground ball, and they get him one away. Let's take another look at the Ronnie Belliard play. First of all, it was great to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Then the presence of mind to arc that throw to first base, and then the play. Now, the Pirates, I think, were maintaining that Loney came off the bag. Carlos Garcia, their first base coach there, well, is his foot on or off? Really hard to tell. In the dugout, I'm sure the Pirates saw that Loney was off the bag. It was a great combination play one way or another. That was a highlighter. John Russell certainly didn't think so. But Belliard and Loney able to get LaRoche. 6-1 Dodgers. Were in the bottom of the seventh inning. Hiroki Kuroda is pitching a gem. Allowed 1 run, 4 hits, and through 7 innings, he's made only 82 pitches. He has been brilliant. As usual, great control, 1 walk. 1 hopper off the glove of LaRoche, picked up by Crosby, and Kemp is aboard. So there have been a lot of darts hit to Andy LaRoche's way. He's made good plays on some, unable to handle another. That was pretty hot off the heel of his glove, and we'll wait to see how they call it. Crosby didn't have a play. It has been the hot corner for Andy LaRoche for sure. It will go as a base hit, too hot to handle. So Kemp says thank you. He's 2 for 3. And the batter Loney, who has a double and a single and 2 RBIs. Strike. 6 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the Pirates. Oh, 0-1. Matt Kemp was thrown out trying to steal back in the 3rd inning. Matt had been thrown out 8 times all last year, and he's been thrown out 6 times already after just 25 games. So they are really conscious of his presence. He was thrown out today on an absolutely perfect textbook throw by Jason Jaramillo. 0-2 the count to Loney. James batting .327. Foul back. James doubled to score Kemp in the 2nd inning, and single to score Kemp in the 5th. San Diego playing great ball, leading Milwaukee 4-0. I think that's a game where ex-Dodger Randy Wolf was pitching for Milwaukee against John Garland down there. 1-2. There goes Kemp. Got a good jump, only to have the pitch fouled away. One and 2 to Loney. Loney and Ethier. Boy, what jobs they have done here. Coming into the game, Loney was hitting .471 at Dodger Stadium. Ethier was hitting .432 at Dodger Stadium. And James, a fly ball to shallow left. Trouble, a diving try. Millage can't make the play. And the Dodgers have runners at first and second. Lastings Millage gave it everything he had, shaken up a little bit as he hit the ground hard. So it's a fly ball single for Loney, and that would be his third hit. So the ground ball off LaRoche's glove for a hit. Now the pop fly single. And the batter will be Ronnie Belliard as we take another look at Lastings Millage. Could have hurt his collarbone for sure on that. So here's Belliard, who made that over-the-shoulder catch and then arced the throw all the way to first for the double play. Ball one. Belliard is 0 for 3, grounded out, flied out, struck out. Excluding Kuroda, the Dodgers on the outside of the candy store looking in. Russell Martin 0 for 4 and Belliard 0 for 3. Everybody else with at least one. Fastball hit foul. 1-1 to Ronnie Belliard. Casey Blake is fine. Joe Torre just thought that Casey was a little tired and could use a day off. So Belliard plays third and Casey sits. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and two. When the Pirates come up in the 8th inning, they'll have Jaramillo, Clement, and Millage. And if anybody gets on, Aki Iwamura. Dodgers 6, Pirates 1. 1-2. Fastball grounded to LaRoche to second. High throw. So a force play to put runners at first and third, and that'll bring up Blake DeWitt. So Kemp standing at the bag at third. The throw sailing on Iwamura. Jeff Clement making a nice save. That thing was heading for the Pirate dugout. So with 2 out, first and third, that allows DeWitt to come up. DeWitt has 3 hits. And he unloads to right center and deep. Back goes Jones and Church, and this one is off the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes another. So Blake DeWitt bombs one off the top of that right center field wall. So the missed double play, that high throw by Iwamura, and the Dodgers probably cash it in and lead 8-1. So DeWitt comes up with his 4th hit, and he has 3 runs batted in. So the Dodgers are saying goodbye to Pittsburgh in a big way. DeWitt, his first career 4-hit game. Ball 1 to Jamie Carroll. Eight runs, 14 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 4 hits for the Pirates. And the fastball is hit to center. That's a base hit. Holding on at third on a strong throw to the plate is DeWitt. So Carroll comes up with his 2nd hit plus a walk. And Hiroki Kuroda coming up. Kuroda, the 7th man to come to the plate here in the 7th inning. 2 out. Dodgers have had 3 singles and a double, and the inning extended because of the Pirates' inability to make a double play. Remember, they led the league in double plays for 3 years with Jack Wilson at short and Freddie Sanchez at second. They traded both of them away, and the lack of that DP has cost them a couple here. Kuroda 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one. That's a strike. To repeat, Jaramillo, Clement, and Millage. If anybody gets on, the second baseman, Iwamura. 2-2 to Hiroki. Kuroda 0 for 2 today. He is 0 for 10, and he has struck out 6 of the 10 plate appearances. Though deuce is wild. Ball 3. So 3-2 with 2 out, 2 on, 2 in. Dodgers leading handily 8-1. Three and 2, Carroll goes, and it is strike 3 called. So Kuroda strikes out a 3rd time, but he's been pitching so well, the Dodgers, I think, just as soon keep him off the base pad, leading 8-1. From Kuroda, only 3 today, but when you are a control pitcher, you usually get a very good defensive play back of you because the players are on their toes, and sure enough, we had a dandy. Ronnie Belliard making the over-shoulder catch, the long throw to Loney. It was disputed. The Bucks thought Loney came off the bag. Kerwin Danley said no, he was on the bag. Kuroda applauded. And with all of that, we go to the 8th inning with the Dodgers leading 8-1. Jaramillo, high fly ball to left field. Xavier Paul is there. So 1 pitch, 1 away. Most pitches in an inning today for Kuroda, 17. The least number of pitches, 7, and he's done that twice. He's only made 83 pitches now with 1 out in the 8th inning. Jeff Clement is in the game. A late insertion and a strike. Clement, who went to school here at USC from Marshalltown, Iowa, batting just 176. He's had a lot of trouble in the series on the breaking ball, but then again he joins a long list of distinguished players who have had trouble with Prince Charlie or the newcomer, the slider. Fastball fouled away. Clement 0 for 4 in the first game. 0 for 2 in the next game. 0 for 4 last night. So 0 for 10. Having gone to USC, I'm sure he's got a lot of friends here, maybe even some family. You know he'd like to do something right. 0-2 to Jeff. Breaking ball hit foul upstairs. The paid attendance as we followed that ball into the seats, 39,339. Beautiful day. The smallest crowd of the 4-game series. That's fouled away. That was a fastball in on the hands. Still 0-2. Joel Hanrahan begins to warm up now in the Pirate bullpen. Little ground ball to short. And that'll do it for Clement. And that time it was a fastball that tied him up. So 2 down in the 8th inning. And Lasting's Millage coming up. Millage, remember, making that diving try on the ball hit by Loney. Looked like he bruised his shoulder or collarbone, but he's back up there. Lastings is 0 for 3 today. Ball 1. For 6 in the series. Chopper wide at third. In the hole is Carroll a long way, and he can't make the throw. He didn't have a grip. So that'll be a single for Lastings Millage, and it'll bring up Aki Iwamura. I was talking earlier about Iwamura and his fascination with the number 1. He got number 1 when he first joined Tampa Bay. When he left Tampa Bay, he took a shirt from Carl Crawford as a souvenir. And he has always wanted number 1. But as we said, when he finally came to Pittsburgh, the number 1 was retired in the name of Billy Meyer. He has a silver chain around his neck, and he did have a number 1 on that chain. 0-1. And that goes right through Martin's legs. Down to second goes Millage. 1-1 the count to Aki Iwamura. By the way, we ought to take a close-up when we get to the bottom of the 8th inning of Iwamura's glove. We'll make a note in the pad because they say that he has a specially designed glove made of alligator skin. He has always used large wristbands. Look at them. They're almost leg warmers. 1-2. An alligator glove. I mean, wow. You have alligator shoes. That's out of sight. But we'll check it out in the bottom of the 8th. He had his name engraved on the outfield wall at a stadium in the Philippines for a home run he hit for Japan's national high school team. This time a ground ball, and that'll be that. His name, his Babe Ruth's name, is engraved just above it. So he's an interesting story. It's 8-1 Dodgers. up to his old tricks. Came up in the 5th inning with a man aboard and cleared the right field wall. So Andre, a big powerhouse for the Dodgers, especially here at Dodger Stadium. So Ethier now has 8 home runs, 25 runs batted in. It'll be Paul Martin and then Andre. Xavier Paul has a triple and a single, so he's 2 for 4. Joel Hanrahan on the mound for the Pirates. That's a strike. 0-1 the count. Hanrahan was originally a number 2 pick by the Dodgers 10 years ago. Never quite worked. In fact, with all of his hard work, he never made it to the Dodgers. He started in 2000. He was still in the minor league system 7 years later, and eventually went over to the Washington Nationals. We were talking a little while ago about Iwamura's glove made of alligator, which would really make it a special glove. Pretty hard to really zero in and see the alligator. A fly ball. Millage is at the other end of it. So they get Xavier Paul 1 away. There's a closer look. Does anybody see alligator in that glove? I don't know. Well, let's put it this way. Going into the game, we were told he had a glove made of alligator skin. 1 away. And it's 8-1. So when it's 8-1, you're looking at things like that. Down in the Dodger bullpen, George Sherrill begins to loosen up. One and one. For Hiroki Kuroda, through 8 innings, he has made 96 pitches, 70 of them strikes. A typical Kuroda control game. Hanrahan, 6'3", 220, out of Iowa. He'll be 29 in October. 2-2. In the minor leagues at Vero Beach and again in Jacksonville, he won 10. Never had another year of double-figure wins. Andy LaRoche. 2 down. Well, friends, remember you can follow the Dodgers on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com at Bat 2010. Featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Dodgers.com today for more details. 2 down. Long day for Russell Martin, going 0 for 5. He was robbed of 1 hit, certainly, by Andy LaRoche. And here is Andre. Fly to center, single to right to drive in a run, homered, and grounded out. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Strike. Matt Kemp on deck. So for the Dodgers, a spirit of optimism really began on a loss. That was the other night when Kershaw pitched so well, then was followed by a fine performance from Billingsley. Now they get a tremendous game out of Kuroda, though they're 3 outs away from a 3-game winning streak, and wondering about the return of Rafael Furcal and Manny Ramirez. 1-2 to Andre. Almost hit him. Let's see. No, I guess not. 2-2. Andre with home runs in 3 straight games. The last time he did that, 2 years ago, July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But what made that interesting, those home runs were on the road. Fouled away. Rafael Furcal itching to get back in. Remember, he had that platelet plasma shot to speed up his recovery, and it could be we'll see him against Milwaukee. 2-2. And of course, you also wonder about Manny Ramirez and whether we might see him in the Colorado series. After that, the Dodgers go on the road to Arizona, and the next weekend following the Colorado weekend, the Dodgers will be in San Diego. And the Padres continuing their wonderful play, leading Milwaukee 4-0, and they're in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the Dodgers trying to go to the whip. 3-2 to Ethier. 2 down, 8th inning, 8-1 Dodgers. And would you believe it? He has got to hit another one. Oh, and did he crush that thing? Andre Ethier putting on a show. 2 home runs today. That gives him 9. 4 RBIs today to give him 26. Boy, that thing was really a rocket, going 3/4 of the way at least up into the pavilion in right field. And now Matt Kemp. That's right. So without Ramirez, without Furcal, it figured the Dodgers would struggle, and Ethier is trying to unstruggle. 0-1. Ten times in his career, Andre has had a multi-home run game. 9 of them here at Dodger Stadium. Remember, he had 6 multi-home run games last year. That was second only to Albert Pujols, who had 10. So Reed Johnson talking to him. Not much he can say except congratulations and how did you do it? 2-2. Nine to 1 Dodgers. Four doubles, a home run. In fact, 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs for the Dodgers today. And the count stays 2-2 to Matt Kemp. Two and 2. And down goes Matt. He had a single, double, and walk today. So the Dodgers get one more thanks to Andre. Take another look at that rocket. A mile high going Dodgers leading 9-1. A tremendous performance by Hiroki Kuroda and Andre Ethier. And also, it's the old story. When a pitcher throws strikes, the ball club is on its toes, and you see great catches. Number one, Matt Kemp on the ball hit by Iwamura in deep left center, and the other wonderful play by Ronnie Belliard, the over-the-shoulder catch, and then the double play throw to first. So for the Dodgers, Kuroda will now leave, and George Sherrill will pick up as Matt Kemp and the other Dodgers catch their breaths for the moment. That's a strike. Delwyn Young hitting for the Pirates. One ball and one strike. Young appeared as a pinch hitter last night and grounded out. Appeared the game before and grounded out. And this time hits one down the left field line. It will land for a hit. Dodgers have taken Andre Ethier out of the game now. Reed Johnson is in right field for Andre.
Right field, number 46, Gary Jones.
And George Sherrill on the mound. So Young finally delivers, hitting right-handed, a little fly ball single to left, and the batter will be Garrett Jones. Kuroda allowed 1 run, 5 hits. Walked only 1. That's so typical of him. Struck out 3, and is certainly on line for his 3rd win. Big breaking ball. 1-1 the count to Jones. Garrett Jones grounded out, doubled, scored the only Pirate run, and then flied out last time up. Slaps one down the left field line, and that's a fair ball going down into the corner. They will send the man in because the ball hugged the wall and got away from Xavier Paul. So Young scores on a double by Jones, and that makes it 9-2 in favor of the Dodgers. So hard to play the corners. The concave wall, sometimes the ball hits it and comes out to you. Other times it'll hit it and then it will just hug the wall. And that one got on by Paul, and that gave Jones the extra base, and it gave the Bucks the run. And the batter, Ryan Church. Ball 1. One and one. For Kuroda, he made 70 strikes of the 96 pitches. He really put the heat on the hitters. Church trying to keep the inning alive. Andy LaRoche on deck. George Sherrill trying to get some outs here in the 9th. 2-1. 9 runs, 16 hits for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Pirates. Down in the Dodger bullpen now, Belisario warms up. Fly ball to left field, playable. Paul is there to make the catch. So Ryan Church, a fly ball to left. This was a rare day for Church, even though it's Sunday. He came in with a career batting average of .391 at Dodger Stadium and goes 0 for 4. A rare day indeed. So 1 away. Now Andy LaRoche, 2 for 3 today. Oh and 1. Hope you'll be with us starting Tuesday night with Milwaukee. Clayton Kershaw will pitch Tuesday night. Chad Billingsley will pitch Wednesday night. Thursday night, the Dodgers have not yet announced. Ground ball to third. Belliard makes the play. So the Bucks are down to their last out, and it'll be Bobby Crosby coming up.
For the Pirates, shortstop, number 2, Bobby Crosby.
And a strike. And another one. So now the Bucks down to their last strike. 0-2 the count to Bobby Crosby, who is 0 for 3. It was Crosby who hit that fly ball where Ronnie Belliard went out, made the great over-the-shoulder catch with the gloved arm fully extended. Then he had the presence of mind to throw an awkward strike to first to Loney, and the double play on LaRoche. 1-2. Two and two. 39,339 dropped by today. We look forward to seeing you starting Tuesday night with the Brewers. Shot down the line. So that was ripped. So Jones will score on the double by Crosby, second double of the inning, and that makes it 9-3 in favor of the Dodgers. And the catcher, Jason Jaramillo, switch hitter coming up. So Crosby goes 1 for 4 with an RBI. 9-3 Dodgers, 2 out. Jaramillo lined out to short, grounded to first, flied to left, and will bat right-handed. Ball 1. Jaramillo was hitting 300 left and 143 right. Of course, it's very early. He's just 1 for 7 right-handed. 2-0 to Jason, the boy from Wisconsin. 2-0. 2-1. Just off the plate. Ball 3. On deck, Jeff Clement. Fastball for a strike. 3-2. And ball 4, and the inning continues. So George Sherrill is struggling. A walk, 2 doubles and a single, and Joe Torre is coming out to get him. And with a left-hand hitter coming up. So Clement will be looking at Ronald Belisario and vice versa in a moment. Joe giving Sherrill a chance to get a little work in, and it was pure work. So George comes out, and we'll be back. Walk, 2 doubles and a single at the expense of George Sherrill. So they take Sherrill out to bring in Belisario with a left-hand hitter at the plate, Jeff Clement, the pride of USC. Fouled away, 0-1. So Kuroda went 8, made 96 pitches. Sherrill gets 2 outs in the 9th inning and has to be relieved. George made 23 pitches. 0-1 to Clement. 1-1. Jeff played quite a bit in the series. Looked like he's had a lot of trouble with the curveball and the slider, but he joins a lot of players on that line. Ball 2, 2-1. Dodgers leading all the way, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 6-1, 8-1, 9-1, 9-3. And a fly ball to Xavier Paul. That ought to do it, and it does. So the Dodgers get great pitching, excellent fielding. They've gone now 5 straight games without an error, and power hitting, especially from Andre Ethier and James Loney. Belisario makes 4 pitches to wrap it up, and we'll be right back.